The desperation of Leicester and Everton promoted a match, but with a draw that is bad for both. The 2-2 draw was even cheap due to the amount of chances that the teams created, with a missed penalty, ball in the crossbar, saved ball on top of the line and miracles by goalkeeper Dele Alli. The fear of relegation is clear for Leicester and Everton. The two clubs make poor seasons in the Premier League and even seem to be struggling to fall. The closing of the round featured a direct confrontation, in a tense atmosphere at the King Power Stadium. The meeting resulted in a game, in which the score of 2-2 could be greater, due to the amount of chances created. The Toffees were superior and opened the scoring, but took the turn and suffered with the fury of Jamie Vardy. The Foxes could have done more, with the ball on the crossbar and a missed penalty, but they also had the miracles of goalkeeper Dele Alli. In the second half, Everton pulled out the tie and either team could have won, in a count that has not changed. And if anyone is not completely satisfied with the result, at least Leicester leaves the Z3. Leicester even looked for the game more in the first few minutes, which didn't last long. Everton would dictate the orders and force the defence of the Foxes. Goalkeeper Dele Alli was decisive in the 8th minute, in a beat by Iwobi, who had an address and stopped in a defence by the archer. On the other hand, when James Maddison took a risk, he didn't give Jordan Pickford the same trouble. In any case, the moment really belonged to the Toffees and the team won a penalty in the 14th minute, in a foul by Timothy Castagne. Dominic Calvert-Lewin fired into the middle of the goal and opened the scoring. The match continued in the same tone after the goal. Everton followed with a lot of energy. He put intensity in tackles and played a lot on the sides of the field. Leicester did not have the same amount of play, but managed to respond early and equalised in the 22nd minute. The dead ball would make the difference. Wout Faes parried the cross from above and the offside line went awry, which enabled Calger Soyuncu to score. The match was on fire. But not that Everton lost the initiative. The Toffees still distributed the cards and looked for more attack. They just couldn't be as incisive. In terms of technical quality, however, Leicester had more resources. That was clear with Maddison's participation, with good individual bids. The midfielder even tested Pickford at 32, before creating the turnaround goal at 33. In a pass from Iwobi that Youri Tielemans intercepted, Maddison hit a surgical deep release for Jamie Vardy. The way the gunner likes it. He fired at speed and didn't hesitate against Pickford. He dribbled the goalkeeper and hit the empty nets. Everton, in 2 oversights, threw away the score and superiority. The final stretch of the first half, then, turned into an exchange. Everton went ahead and stopped at Iwobi. The goalkeeper made another excellent save against Dwight McNeil. Already at 43, came an unbelievable streak. Calvert-Lewin received it alone in the small area and did the most difficult thing. He stamped Iwobi, who was not even in the best position. It was an unacceptable missed goal. Worse, Leicester fitted the counter-attack and almost scored the third. Vardy zigzagged against the marker and tapped Pickford over, but the ball hit the crossbar. In this sequence, the Toffees lost the injured Seamus Coleman, in a horrible scene in which the veteran appeared to twist his knee. And, as if that weren't enough, in extra time, the Foxes won a penalty. Maddison could mark the third, but decided to hit the middle. Pickford was very smart and waited, for a defense that kept the visitors hopeful. The second half came back with the same temperature. The second half came back with the same high temperature. Leicester arrived first and Vardy came within a hair's breadth of turning in Castagne's cross, which slammed across the penalty area. Soon after, Everton's response stopped in another miracle from Iwobi, saving Calvert-Lewin's low shot with his foot. However, the Toffees pulled the tie in the 9th minute, in a cross from the left that the defence did not cut. Iwobi took advantage of the live ball on the second stick and hit it first, low, to overcome Iwobi. But not that the Foxes were shaken by it. Almost the third goal followed, in a ball raised in the area. Vardy headed in from the small area and, who knows how, James Tarkowski made the cut almost on top of the line. Only then would the emotions subside a little. Leicester got more offensive at 16 when they switched Wilfred Ndidi for Patson Daka. The Foxes' possession of the ball became enormous, but without finding spaces in Everton's defensive line, which was further back at the moment. The duel became a game of nerves, not least because the Toffees were unable to hit their counterattacks, with many passing errors. A new sequence of dangerous moves would only happen at 31. Iverson was needed to cut a ball that arrived cleanly at CALVERT LEWIN, after Soyuncu punctured. Soon after, Harvey Barnes fired on the left and shot badly, without direction. The teams woke up for the final stretch of the match. Everton decided to attack more, which created spaces for Leicester. In one of these, at 35, Vardy was triggered at speed. Pickford anticipated outside the area, but got tangled up and ended up disarmed by Barnes. The leftover was with Vardy, who tried to take advantage of the goalkeeper outside the goal and kicked from afar, but did not hit the target. Pickford even crossed himself after that. The Toffees had more volume again, but not with the Foxes' gas, always with Vardy lit. And the one who kept getting too much was Iverson. At 41 minutes, when Abdoulaye Doucoure released the half-moon shot, the goalkeeper looked for it in the corner. Only the additions that were due, with a lose and win that did not give results. There was a draw. Leicester at least leave the relegation zone. The Foxes reach 30 points, in 16th place. With that, they overtake Leeds and Nottingham Forest. This one, now in the relegation zone. Everton is penultimate with 29 points. It is just ahead of the disillusioned Southampton, who have 24 points.
If you like the video, don't stay out. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell and leave your like. See you next time Everton News.